disability inclusion is a fundamental human right. When we fight to secure those rights, we move our world closer to upholding the values and principles of the United Nations Charter. Early in my tenure, I commissioned a comprehensive review of our performance on disability inclusion. I highlighted some examples of good practices, but mostly gaps, big gaps across all our work from headquarters to the field. That is why I launched the United Nations Disability Inclusion Strategy last year. It is a strategy of action to raise the standards of our performance on disability inclusion across the board, and action to bring about the transformative change we need. 1 year on, we can see that the strategy has catalyzed positive action, but there is still a long way to go. I want the United Nations to be an employer of choice for persons with disabilities. I want our humanitarian, development and peace operations to fully recognize and advance the rights of persons with disabilities. And I want the United Nations to be fully accessible for one and all. I welcome the initiative of the Staff Union to highlight the successes and challenges of persons with disabilities and what our organization is doing to advance inclusion. Our goal is clear: a world in which all people, including persons with disabilities, can enjoy equal opportunities, have a full say in decision-making, and truly benefit from economic, social, political and cultural life. Thank you.
Dear colleagues and friends, December 3rd marks the International Day of Persons with Disabilities. The day puts the emphasis on disability inclusion, which we must uphold across all our work in human rights, sustainable development, and peace and security. The United Nations Disability Inclusion Strategy was launched in 2019 with the aim of establishing the highest levels of commitment and a vision for the United Nations system on disability inclusion for the next decade. It is also a central of the promise of 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development to leave no one behind. On this occasion, the United Nations Staff Union in New York organized today's event entitled Inside and Beyond the Walls of the UN Headquarters. We wanted to hear from you globally what we collectively do for persons with disabilities, what we can learn from each other, so as to join forces and utilize our experience to build a better future for all. We are grateful that many of you answered our call, so we will travel all around the world and meet with colleagues who will share their stories with us. We will hear moving personal stories from former interns with disability and their experience working at the UN, or the story of Daphne, who is a mother with disability and cared for parents while raising a child with special needs. We will also hear from the Commissioner of the New York City Mayor's Office for People with Disabilities, who works tirelessly to ensure that our host city is the most accessible city in the world. Lastly, I would like to say a special thank you to USG Atul Khare of the Department of Operational Support and his team, who are partners of many initiatives in order to provide accessibility for persons with disabilities, including staff. We have worked on various projects successfully, and we can see visible changes in our workplace at the UN headquarters in New York. We thank you for being our partner to create a better workplace for all, and we look forward to continuing our partnership for years to come.